we bring up the accountability issues not to attack the University of Michigan program, but it's just to sometimes to be as healthy as possible. It's good to look internally and ask yourself, am I doing everything I can to to be the best person version of myself, right? And I think for when you've had a year like the University of Michigan has had, both on the field and off the field, and I'm not going to try to make it seem like there's been a ton of off the field issues. There hasn't, and I think more times than not, I can't put a percentage on it. They handled themselves very, very well. They're not some program off the rails where they're having guys and players getting into tons of legal issues and stuff like that. No, they run a pretty clean program. But you don't want to see your team captain have the situation that he had, and it seems like though that situation was swept under the rug, right? You want to be very careful with how that is perceived. Um, and so that's the type of thing that you just want to be very, very cautious of. So as we're now in the off season, it's okay to let's have these conversations. Hey, offensive coordinator is now possibly dealing with a legal issue, and as we find out more information about that, we're going to have to talk about, well, when did this happen? Did somebody else know about it? Were there any signs of it? And then those corresponding steps should be handled, accordingly, right? In terms of holding those people accountable. Maybe it's just on him, and if that requires some kind of administrative action, then so be it. You have to do that. You have to set a standard for everyone, top down. No one should be above, approach. And look, and Mark made a great point about the hierarchy, especially in college football, where head coaches, and it wasn't to impugn Jim Harbaugh in particular, but just in general, head coaches have a ton of power, right? And these are situations that are nowhere near similar to what we're talking about. But I just want to give examples. You know, you think about what happened with Penn State and Jerry Sandusky and the fallout and the impact it had on Joe Paul's career and his legacy, right? And same thing with Bo Schembechler and Dr. Anderson, and why those things get so polarizing. It's because the head coach, that's what makes college football so special. The head coach really is a CEO of the program. And to be honest with you, the head coach of a big time college football program is one of the most important people on campus. Maybe not in terms of title, but let's just, if you're honest, in terms of importance and status and notoriety, all those things. So that's why when these certain things come out, whether it's serious or not so much, it does fall back on the head coach. And when you take that and you combine it with a head coach where it seems like he's not fully on board with being 100% committed to the job, that's where it's okay to say, hey, Jim Harbaugh, are you how locked in are you with your program? You know, it's okay to ask those questions. You may not have to throw stones at them, but at least to ask yourself, hey, are you really focused on everything that's going on with your program? How invested are you with the short and long term health of the University of Michigan football program? And I know this past week, the last couple of days, especially, the president of the University of Santa Ono has had seemingly progressive talks with Jim Harbaugh, and by all means, it seems like he's going to be returning this fall. But where's the disconnect? Is it? I've seen some people put throwing Ward Manuel, probably rightfully so, under the bus, and it's mostly his fault, the athletic director, for lowballing Jim Harbaugh in his contracts, or not giving him the proper respect or whatever it is. But fact of the matter is, when comes to Jim Harbaugh, the problem is that burning bridges has been a trend throughout the course of his coaching career.